Should you always judge a book by its cover? Well, I think you should, and I'll tell you why. I have personally gone into many bookstores to get one book and ended up buying two, three, four. And why was that? It was simply because the covers were amazing. So the book covers called to me from the shelves, and I go check the descriptions to make sure the cover matches the description. Today we're going to find out if book covers matching the description behind their blurbs is very important for a book. We will start off with Season of Crimson Blossoms by Abubakar Adam Ibrahim. So, just by looking at the cover now, I'm seeing a lady, a dark lady. She's wearing a veil and she's surrounded by a bunch of flowers. And I'm guessing that's where the blossoms come in the title. So, right off the bat, I'm seeing blood on her face. This book screams danger and romance. So, I'm going to see if my assumptions based on the cover would match what the blurb says. This book tells the captivating story of an illicit affair between a 25-year-old street gang leader, Hassan Reza, and a devout 55-year-old widow and a grandmother, Binta Zubairu, who yearns for intimacy after the sexual repression of her marriage and the pain of losing her first son. This story of love and longing, set in a conservative Muslim community in Nigeria, reveals deep emotions that defy age, class, and religion. I think I was close. Now the second book. It is titled The Number You're Calling by Yasser Abdullahi. So I'm looking at the red cover, and there's a man's silhouette. It's black, and then there's a touch of red on that silhouette. So I'm guessing this story has some mysterious element to it, and it is centered around this particular character, who is a male character. So behind the character there is a set of numbers, looking like a number dial for a phone. So I can simply guess that this story revolves around a mysterious character, a male character, and something to do with phones. And because it's red, it's dangerous, definitely. So let's see what the story says. The blurb of the story tells us about a character called Anita Cookmore, a lonely teenager who receives a call from a mysterious stranger who takes a keen interest in her. She begins to fall for him, but he slips up and reveals details about her friend's recent murder. Details he shouldn't know. Realizing the danger, Anita decides to lure him into a trap to bring him to justice. As she teams up with the police, she finds herself caught in a tricky game of cat and mouse, with a sinister predator targeting young women. I think I was pretty close. There was just a mysterious thing about the main character, but the bad guy, I'm onto him. So let's move to the third book now. The Concubine by Elechi Amadi is our third book. Another red book again for this set. So once I see red, I'm screaming danger before I even start talking about the book. There's an image of a lady at the center of the book, and there seems to be a serpent wrapped around her head, and there are patches of African villages and some people. I'm sensing there's an African theme to this story, and with the name being concubine, and the lady being at the center of the book, so the story revolves around her being the concubine. And snake should stand for deceit, betrayal. There's something about this woman. I don't think she's the good person in this book. She's probably a dangerous person in this book, but let's find out what the blurb says about this book. So this is the blurb of the book. Ihuoma is a woman of great beauty and dignity, beloved in a village that remains untouched by colonialism. By all accounts, she should be happy and in love. Yet she faces misfortune after misfortune when a mysterious force makes any suitor that she falls in love with meet an inexplicable and unpleasant end. I would like to differ, because there's nothing about this book that talks about romance. I don't see it here. It looks like some scary fantasy thing about a lady, and the fact that I've never seen a serpent on any romance book before. So I might be getting it wrong, but I see the mystery it's like that has been talked about here, because I'm seeing patches of African villages, people pounding something in mortars. So there's a mystery to it, but I think this is something that you have to read it to really get what the story talks about. I don't think the cover tells you what you need to know. And well, I have given you 3 books and 3 scenarios. Have you ever been influenced by any book cover? If you have, tell me. I would like to check it out.